So I have seen quite a few people make DIY playing cards, and so I decided I was going to make my own. I didn't have any playing cards on me at the time that I could customize, so I did this pretty much from scratch. However, I have a Cricut, so that saved me a whole whack load of time. So I cut the squares out by basically, I went into the Cricut app, found the rectangle with the rounded corners, which looked most like a card, and then I got the right size, duplicated it so that there were 4 cards, highlighted all 4 cards, duplicated that 12 times so that including the first one, I have 13 cards of each suit. And then I did pretty much the exact same thing except for the vinyl stickers that are on the corners here, I took the shape, I found the right size, duplicated that so that there was 13, highlighted all of those, duplicated that so there were 4 groups of 13. That way I could have a sticker on each corner of the card on all cards and everything. So, and I'm glad I actually did all 4 corners instead of just doing 2 of the diagonal ones, because while doing this voiceover, I have glued on some of the characters onto the cards, and sometimes they've been like, I've tried my best not to cover it up, but there have been moments where some of the characters have actually covered up some of the numbers. So thankfully I did do the 4 corners, and everything. So here I am making the diamonds and everything. So putting all the diamonds on there. I believe this is removable vinyl. I think that's the one I used. For the heart one, in case you missed it, I didn't line it up on the Cricut right, so the first row of heart stickers, the bumps of them was cut off. So there's that. Now my little plastic piece that I have, I put off to the side because I had spilled some water on it. So when you saw I had the water jug out, I had spilled some water on it. Thankfully, miraculously, I managed to not get any water on the cards, or on the vinyl. So, yay! Here I am putting the stars on there. Now, in the Cricut system, there wasn't no clubs or spades, so rather than trying to figure out how to make those symbols, I just chose 2 pre-existing symbols. So I picked the star symbol, or the star shape, and the shape that looks like a little house, which is what I'm putting on right now. I did drop one of these stickers, so once I got it, I put it on the thing, put the number down, and put like clear tape over top of it so that it wouldn't come off, but it did collect some hairs when it fell on the ground. And cat fur and everything. So here I am fanning out all of these cards like so and everything. So you can see all the cards I made. And oops. As you can see, all of these cards are now fanned out, so you can see the end result of that. And the next thing you're going to see is, now I debated how I was going to do the next step. Either put like, sorry, it's dry. Put like chalk pastel on the back and like trace it onto the card, or decoupage it. And this is a lot of work, so I just decided to do the decoupage thing. So I glued it on with a glue stick that was like a extreme super glue stick, and then later on went over with white school glue and sealed it on there so that when I do paint the rest of it, nothing bleeds through. So here I am just gluing everything together on those cards, as you can tell. So the first cards, because I did it like all the aces are going to be from the same movie, 2s will be from the same movie, 3s, so on and so forth. I'm doing Disney Pixar characters. So now the first, like, ace and the 2s are my top favorite animated films from those studios and everything. And so I had to pick which one was going number 1 and which one was number 2, but they are tied for what I like and everything. So Finding Nemo and Little Mermaid are like my favorite. I think out of all the Disney Pixar movies, those are my all-time favorites. So I'm not very pleased on how I drew Eric over here. That didn't really work out, but that was the best version I had. So, and here I am painting on the white glue and everything. So then I had to wait for those to dry. And now I'm cutting out third one, which is Lady and the Tramp. That's supposed to be Lady. It's not the best. I'm actually surprised at how well Tramp turned out there from Lady and the Tramp and everything. And for Scamp, I kind of had to cheat and use my phone and like as a like tracer because I couldn't get Scamp to look right. I tried though. I tried it on my own to sketch it. But it doesn't look good. So I got to a point though, yesterday when I was making this, where I'm like, this is going to take too long if I keep trying to sketch everything, so I'm just going to use my phone as a tracer and put the paper on top of that. And that might make it sound like that's an easier option, but the photos sometimes move around on you, so it's not always the easiest option to use the phone. So there was actually a couple times where I had to redo them because I didn't want to be erasing constantly, so I just used like the lightest color of cheap marker I had. And then I got to a point, like I was doing yellow as the lightest color, and then it's gone darker quicker, so I ended up having to go to pink and everything. And as you can see, I'm gluing on the Beauty and the Beast characters here. And I know it's kind of surprising I didn't do Beauty or Beast, but I chose the characters that were easier for me to draw. I'm sorry. So for that one, and this is Cinderella. I did end up having to cut off part of Cinderella because she didn't fit on the card without it covering up both the letters on the bottom of her dress. So I had to cut part of the dress of Cinderella off. And here I am getting ready to seal all of these with some white glue. I found that this works like gesso for like, I've heard you can use gesso to go over like a coloring sheet and then it doesn't bleed through. And I don't have any gesso, I've never tried it, but I find that this white school glue works the same as what I've seen online with people using gesso. So I'm just going to use that since that's what I have and everything. And I feel like gesso would be a little more expensive than white school glue. And so for this one, for Pumbaa there, or not Pumbaa, Timon, I tried drawing the tracing it on my phone, but it was too small. So I just decided to sketch that one, looking at the phone and then sketching it on the piece of paper here. And I had some extra glue, so I finished up this diamond painting thing that I had. And I finished this one up, and a little